Hello, friends. Uh, Long time no see. It's been about 2 months since I made a video, believe it or not. Been a long time. Today is September 6th. It is Friday evening at, what time is it? About 5:45, and I've had the longest 4-day work week in history. I'm so glad it's over. It's homecoming week, at our school, and so a lot of stuff was going on with that, and some deadline students need to meet for turning in certain paperwork, and it's just always a hassle. Anyway, um, there are a lot of high maintenance people this week, um, which is not unusual, but I think you expect a 4-day work week to get a little faster, and it sure didn't. But I wanted to make this video because if I didn't, um, I don't know when I'd get it done. My summer break wasn't very long at all. I had a week or week and a half off of work. Normally, I used to have several weeks off, so that went really fast. And then around the end of July, they started on the kitchen remodel, and my house was tore up for close to probably about a month. About a month. We had to empty everything out of the kitchen. We packed up in boxes, but we didn't pack like you're moving. We didn't wrap everything. We just put it in boxes just to kind of keep it contained, not fall over, and put them in my bedroom. And so I had one layer of boxes. Most of the lids weren't closed because you couldn't close them because we piled as much as we could in there. And I had a little trail to my bed, a trail to my vanity, a trail to my bathroom, a trail back out the door. And that was that way for over a month. They said they were coming. Then there was a problem with the floor delivery. Flooring didn't come in. They didn't want to do the flooring. They wanted to do the flooring first. Didn't want to tear everything out till the flooring was in because I'd be without a kitchen even longer. So when the flooring finally came in, then we moved everything else out of the kitchen, the table and chairs and everything, into my living room. So now I had this giant mound. Just picture like when you move into a house and everything gets dumped in your room, your living room, and you can't see over to the other side. Well, over on the other side of my living room was my recliner, my stitching chair, and I had a little view to the television. And if you came in the front door, you couldn't even see me over from because of the table and chairs and junk piled up that we had to move out of the kitchen. You don't realize how much you have until you have to move it all. Oh my goodness. I have accumulated quite a lot. I I have a little I like to buy stitching things, but I also like to buy dishes. And I love Blue Willow dishes. And they used to be like they weren't fine china, but they were my good china. My good dishes, not even china. And then I just decided, I don't know, 15 years ago, why? Why am I doing that? Why am I using this stoneware that I'm kind of not crazy about? I'm using the Blue Willow every day. I had enough to do that. And we use it every year for Thanksgiving. I've had close to 30 people before. Well, I counted it. The teacups, saucers, and plates. I have enough to serve 50 people, y'all. And it's not like I've gone out and spent a lot of money on this. Because when we first moved to South Carolina, the first several years, the grocery store here had one of those things where you go in, if you spend $50, you get a place setting for $10 or something like that. And it was Blue Willow. And they had some little specialty pieces, salt and pepper and gravy boat, little things that you might, more specialized pieces or specialty pieces. And so my husband's grandmother and his mother both bought quite a bit of that. Well, because other people did too, and maybe didn't use it, they didn't have a set they were adding to like I was. You see it in thrift stores. So I've just accumulated because I don't want to eat on paper for Thanksgiving. That was always when my mom got out her good dishes and everything, and I grew up doing that for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter, and I just want to keep doing that. So I have a lot of dishes. My daughter came home one day, and I was sitting in the recliner watching TV, and she's like, "Oh gosh, you scared me." She said, "I didn't see you back there. I can't see you." She said, "How can you stand sitting here with all this junk?" I'm like, "Lindsay, where else am I going to go?" My daughter's bedrooms were clean and only had their things in it, but my bedroom and the living room, the only places I had to go, were a wreck with all this kitchen stuff. So it took longer than we thought, longer than the contractor thought, longer than I thought for sure, but it's done. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a new kitchen. I'm really happy about it. So somebody just came in my house. Just a moment. Hey, sorry about that little break. My son had borrowed the truck and he was bringing the truck back, and I heard him come in, lay the keys down, get a candy dish, get a Reese cup, and then he was looking for me. So anyway, my house has been tore up, is what I was saying, and that's why I just couldn't make a video. I just couldn't even wrap my head around it. I was, sometimes at the end of the day, you just want to come home and relax, and I couldn't because it was tore up, or maybe there were workers here, and oh gosh, it was just, I love the end result, but the process was frustrating. And I'm sure any of you that have been through a remodel feel the same way. It's just, it always lasts longer than you think, it's more involved than you think. Anyway, enough about that. On with the stitching. I believe when I recorded last time, I don't know if I'd gone to the Stitch and Thrift Retreat. Let me see if I can look at my calendar. I should look that up ahead of time. I was about to talk about that, and then I thought, wait a minute. Did I go to that? Oh, yeah. I definitely did way before that. Okay, so I went to the Stitch and Thrift Retreat. It was in Lexington, South Carolina. And basically, you go there to stitch, and you can also go and sell some of your stash if you want. And people did that, and there were some people that were selling to benefit some people that were in some long-term care, an elderly couple, I believe it was. And then there were some people that made project bags and things. They had a table set up there. Then they did a class on bleach dyeing. And I think I didn't go up. I didn't watch that. I think that was it. But anyway, it was a good time. It's about an hour away, and so I just went for the day. Both times I went for the evening, Friday evening, and all day Saturday, and had a good time. I have things here. I met up with Dottie. You know Dottie, the Stitch and Scotty, my friend. She brought me the goodies from StitchCon that I missed since I wasn't able to go to StitchCon at the day before. Couldn't go. So she brought me some goodies from Table Mates, and I have a couple of those to show you. I don't have them all to show you because, okay, my craft room is never really very organized. Even though the rest of my life I'm very organized, this room is never really organized as well as I would like it to be. And then with the kitchen stuff going on, I put some things in here. I did have some of the grandkids' toys in here, and I got them out, got them sorted, and they have their own little closet with all the toys are in one place. But now back here on the floor, I have a microwave and an air fryer that I no longer need. And my daughter wants them, but she doesn't have a storage. She needs to get a storage unit to put all these things in it. My oldest daughter has one. My youngest daughter does not. And she keeps saying, I want it, I want that, I want that. So we'll put it in your room. I don't have room in my room. Well, So I said, you need to get a storage room, storage garage, and move the stuff into it. But so right now, some of the kitchen stuff is in here that I didn't want anymore. But anyway, I tried to get ready for this video, and there's one project, a finish, I can't find. It's MIA. I hope when I start going through the stack of things that's loosely organized, they'll come across it. It was one of my WIPCO items, and instead of just stitching it, I finished it, but I didn't fully finish it. So anyway, I have no finishes to show you. That's the only one, and I can't find it. In fact, I'm going to write this down here. If you bear with me a second. I'm going to put it was MIA. So if I go do my video next time, I'll know that I hadn't shown that to you. It was the Easter Bunny that I did, and it turned out pretty cute. And I know it is here somewhere. I just don't know where. I have the chart here in my working copy of the chart. Anywho, I did work on some things. I did start some things, and I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to dive right into that. Let me just show you what I started. If I pull that Easter Bunny out of this bag, it's not in here. So I started a Mill Hill kit, and this was one of my August whip goes was do one of the 5 Halloween smalls, and I had put 5 Halloween smalls in this bag just to get to, and one of them was this Mill Hill kit called Enchanted Moon. And I was working on this at work because to do it perforated paper, I don't really need magnification. So I was able to do some stitching at work. It's really hard to see. You can't see that detail. Darn it. Let me try and move this light. There. You can see. I think I have almost, if not all the black, almost all the black done. I didn't tie this off, finish this off, so I think I have a few stitches. And because I was doing it at work, I had to, have to stop when I had to stop. But then I'll just put in orange and then beads, and that's going to be done pretty quick. I had this in I had it in this bag to go to work, but then I had it in my purse a little while later because I was going to get one of my tires worked on. I had fairly new tires on my car, but one of them was losing air and had a tiny little nail in it, or a little pin or something in it. They said it was smaller than a nail. At first they said we can't find anything, and I said, well, I'm losing air somewhere. So then they found it. So I worked on that, and I started a new chart, which I think I showed you this one. I hate to repeat myself, but for anybody new that's watching, I have cross stitch stockings for me, my late husband, all the kids, and grandkids. Well, I have a new grandbaby that was born in January, and her name's Renee, and I'm doing the stocking for her. All of the stockings are on white 14 count Aida, and they're all kind of like this 90s looking, you probably would say, but I want to keep them all looking the same. And my finishing of them has gotten much better over the years. Much better over the years. One of them was done 30 years ago, and I was not I didn't have YouTube to watch how to do something, so I just kind of did it myself. But I started this because I scrapped the other stocking that I had started. That was a it was a Dimensions Gold collection. And let me tell you, all the blending and confetti stitching, it was a nightmare. I did not enjoy it at all. I put a lot of hours into it, and I felt like I didn't see much progress. This kit came with like a baby blue 14 count Aida. Well, I switched it to white because that's what I stitch them on. And I've gotten pretty far. I just have to do a Y here and another little penguin, and then her name across the top in the little border, and some snowflakes all around. So, and back stitching. I haven't back stitched any of it. And then also right here, this is like 3-dimensional, it's little tassels you make. And some of the floss on the snowflakes is metallic. So I just, like I said, I just have this little bit to do right here. And then the name. This striped scarf was something else, let me tell you, because you just had so many color changes. And I would carry a little bit. I'm not real worried about carrying if you're not going to see it. I won't carry across the white where there's nothing else. Of course, I don't want to see my threads, but if it's going behind other stitching, I'm not worried about it. But I think in a few weeks I'll have that done, and I'll be so glad not to have the pressure of trying to get something done for Christmas. I still have ornaments I'm doing, and I'm not going to have as many ornaments done for everybody, I don't think, as I wanted to, but I don't want to make it so it's not enjoyable for me. And maybe they'll just get part of the series this year and another part next year. We'll see. I had another start, speaking of ornaments, and this is for my daughter-in-law. Which one am I doing here? This one here, it says Peace on Earth. I'm just going to flash it. These are handwritten charts. I've done handwritten charts before, but these are kind of tiny. And it's something, let me tell you. I hadn't got very far because I started this, and I started at my stitching spot in my bedroom. I stitch in the living room and I stitch in the bedroom. And I was kind of getting a routine where I would go and I kind of unwind right before I went to bed and stitch a little while in there. And I love doing that. But when they started, my daughter loaded up boxes of all this stuff from the kitchen into my bedroom. She did it for me. Like, I was very grateful because she did a lot of work. She did it for me when I wasn't home. And when she did, she blocked off my stitching. I couldn't get to it without climbing over stuff. So this kind of just took a break from this. This is on Aida, and I counted it, and I counted like 23 count. Maybe it's supposed to be 22 count. Is that even a thing? I don't know, but it's pretty small Aida. So what can I show you that would, I don't have a, you'd think I would have a ruler right here. Well, here's a checkbook. Shows you kind of how big it is. Ooh, out. Anywho, it's pretty small. It's probably 2 inches by 2 inches square. And I didn't think it was going to be that small. But I'm going to stitch several of these ornaments for my daughter-in-law. It's really not my favorite. I hope that I can make it where I like it a little more. If not, I might do something different for her, because I want to give her something I like too. I want her to like it. So right, the next chart that I worked on is Chestnut Springs. This is the one I designed about, and it's my childhood home. Y'all, I just looked at my nails. My nails are discolored because of some cleaning I did and some cleaning and polishing I did last Saturday, and here it is Friday, and they're still a little discolored. I have had washed my hands many, many times since then. I talk about it a little bit in my, I was having this a Downton Abbey Saturday last week, so I talk about it a little bit in my kitchen video, that if you stay to the end and watch it. So I should have this, I should press these, but that wasn't happening, y'all. I'm sorry. Turn this light away now. I added in the water coming out of the spring house. I did some of the eyelet stitches, the greener eyelets, and then just blue single cross stitch in between. I had charted this for this to be a double border too, and I'm going to do that, but eyelet stitching, it just, I can only do so much of it, where then I just get like really tired because the way you got to twist around, like I can't go in an even flow the way I normally stitch, and it slows you down anyway. So I'm working on the roof right now. Did you see there? And the roof color is that light. I turned it off. I'm so sorry. What is the roof color? The roof color is charcoal by Weeks. These are all the colors that I picked to use in this chart. And I may have to pull some others because, you know, it's kind of like I figure it out as I go on some of it. Alrighty. Then another Whipco pull was to work, let's see, for August, one of the fall treats from the Pandas Crossing retreat I went to. And that, the one that I chose is by Loohoo Stitches, called Autumn Fling. And there are 3 other charts that go with it. Well, it's September, October, November, and they're called Little Fall Fling, and then they're the numbers. I mean the months. This one, y'all, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a bug, but it's Indian corn. I would change that white a little bit to make it more brown. I think it would make it look more like Indian corn. Maybe even put more colors in here. I don't know. But this was a chart, like I said, from Pandas Crossing. She does, when you go to her retreats, you get the whole kit. You either pick linen or you pick Ada. I pick linen, and she does I don't know if it's 28 or 32. I'm not sure which this is. I want to say she does 28. And here's this. And I worked on it I worked on it during a Zoom call, and one day when it was a Saturday and they were working in my house and I couldn't be anywhere else, and I didn't want to leave because I had workers in my house that, well, I didn't want to leave here by themselves. Anyway, so I sat right here in this chair and stitched. I don't like sitting up like that, sitting at the table and stitching. I mean, you do it at retreats, but when I'm at home, I want to be comfortable. And this is not always comfortable for me. All right, let's see. So I marked them off as finishing my August whip goes, and one was one of the 4 fall charts from Panda's Retreat, and that's this Autumn Fling. And I'm supposed to work on it 3 days, a minimum of 2 hours a day. I think I worked 6 hours on that piece, even though it doesn't look like it. I think I did. And then one of the Halloween smalls was the Mill Hill kit. And I'm not sure if I got in all my time on there, but it's my board, my rules, and I marked it off because I worked on it at least 3 days, and I worked on it, I know, at least 4 hours. Probably more. I probably was pretty close to the 6 hours that I was trying to get in. Okie dokie. So for September, I need to do one of the 6 Christmas charts from the Pandas retreats. I haven't pulled those out to show you. I probably should have done that. And then I have Santa Stop Here by Brenda Gervais, and that's my other pick for September. And I've caught up. Now, those August ones, maybe I didn't get exactly 6 hours, but it was pretty darn close if it wasn't. So I'm counting it. My cat, the male cat especially, I cannot let him in this room. If he finds anything that has wool in it, he goes after it. They just sniff it out. I don't know if all cats and dogs do that, but this one surely does. And I had this pillow. I've shown this to you before, all 40 count. My only 40 count piece I ever did. And I just need to close it up. It even has a cat hair on it because he had this thing. I need to close it up. I need to put the buttons. You do tufting. Little tiny buttons go on there. And I was trying to decide. I thought maybe I would do the tufting, put the buttons through before I close this up in case I need to add a little more stuffing. But anyway, he got a hold of this, and you can see little teeth marks. Can you see this little teeth marks? My camera really is not, I mean, I use my computer, but it really is not doing very well. He also made a huge snag. I had to pull it out, so there's that one thread missing here. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. So I've put it in a plastic bag. Not that that will really keep him out of it, but I try and keep him out of this room because that's the first thing he goes for. And my missing piece, the Easter Bunny thing I did and I finished, I'm sure it's missing because he had it somewhere. He got into my metallic threads that go with that stocking. I don't even know how he got that, but I found evidence that where he ate a blue metallic thread and he got sick. I'm probably really lucky that that it wasn't major with that string and it was being metallic and everything. One time if they get a piece of embroidery floss, they will like suck it up like somebody's sucking spaghetti up in their mouth. They will lap it up so fast. Both the cats do that. And one day I maybe told you all about this, but I was chasing him around because there was a needle hanging out of his mouth because he had swallowed that whole thread. So that's why this is off limits to him because he's also a troublemaker. He's such a troublemaker. Okay. I have some charts that I bought at the Stitch and Thrift Retreat. I have some goodies that I got there, and I have some goodies that came to me from StitchCon. And I have a pile of charts here. I'm going to show them to you. I'm not sure if I showed this to you yet or not, but I'm just going to share them again. All right. The Stitch and Thrift Retreat. This was what the box looked like. Got Kitty on there. And after I just, complained about my cats. I don't dislike my cats. They're just difficult. And this is the piece I got for this is a small exchange. And the cat's done in beads. What was so cool, one thing that was really cool about this, and everybody wanted to look at it, is you see how this is made. Sorry. See how this is made. You know how you do a flat fold. You have two pieces together. This little piece just slides right out. Goes right back in there. So I asked her, so where did you find that? Well, the two owners from Barefoot Needleworks were at the Stitch and Thrift Retreat, and they said they're on Amazon. They sent me a link. I hope I still have it in my text messages. But they come much longer, and they said you just score them with an X-Acto and a couple times and then kind of break it. If you don't score it well, the whole thing will crack. But if you score it and break it, then you can use it for little pieces like this, and it just sits right up. Super cute. Super cute. Oh goodness, let's see. Well, we got a cup from the Stitching Kitten. In this box, I got, with the small exchange, a needle minder, cat. Of course, everything was cat themed. And scissor file with a little kitty cat on it. There was one of the little tables set up there that was selling things. I'm going to have to keep this in here away from my cats too. But I saw it and I loved it. She was doing needle felting. And that's what she was sitting and doing instead of stitching. She made this little dog. He doesn't exactly look like my dogs, but I loved him so much. He's all made out of wool. Oh, is that not cute? She had several little animals there. I don't know that anybody else bought any. I couldn't believe it because I loved him so much. All right, let me show you the rest of the handmade things that I have here. I got this cute little bag, and this was from, it has some stickers in there. It's made by Nana K. So Nana, thank you for sending that to me. I got some of this, it's kind of velvety stuff. Dottie gave me that. It's for your beads when you're doing beading. It will stay on this. You can line oops. You can line any container with that. One of my Table 10 buddies who was at StitchCon 2023, we met there, and we started our Table 10 group, our Zoom group. She wasn't able to come, but she made something for everyone, and it's a project keeper. And look at the dogs on it. Oh my gosh, so cute. so nice. And it has so many cute things in here. I have not touched any of this because I wanted to show you all first. Well, she got like some pins, pens, P-E-N, a little composition book. Look at the little scissor fob, the dog and the bird. Oh my gosh. It looks like a, what do you call those pastries? Can't think. It's an eraser though. And this one is just like a little container. It's also one of those, what do they call them? I've never made them, but I've watched them make them on the Great British Baking Show before. I forget what you call them. Sorry, my screen went blank for a minute. And a tape measure. And where's the coolest thing? Here it is. Okay. See this lipstick case? It's a pin cushion. Hold your needles. And you wind it back down. It is so cute. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I gotta make up and then look at the little, I don't know if I know this is scissor fob. I mean this zipper pull before, a little dog paw. So nice. Thank you, Tracy. I've already thanked you, I think. I'm gonna thank you again. And another friend who was there, and I didn't get to see, unfortunately, but she made this beautiful bag. It's like a bee theme. Look at the zipper pull. It's got bees on it. And I love bee things. I have some bee things I've stitched, and I have more bee things to stitch in the little thread bed. And both the ladies that made these are superb quilters as well as stitchers. They are a really talented, ladies. And so, I mean, I'm just really impressed with the workmanship on those. They're so pretty. All right. I think that pile of charts that I told you I'm going to show you anyway, I don't think I'm going to show you because I'm really pretty sure I went through those already. But these that I got Stitch and Thrift, I did not. So I'm going to show you these. This is Deck the Halls. It's a sewing tray kit by Stacy Nash. I like her people. They're cute. You know, I can't hardly turn down Brenda Gervais anything. And this is called Merry Wishes. Look at that. Look at that little lamb. He's so cute. Another Brenda Gervais. What's this one called? Needle and Thread. This is Sew a Needle Pulling Thread. Look at those hips. Love it. I don't think I have this one. I haven't looked, but I wanted this one for sure. Another Brenda Gervais. Oh, Tannenbaum. I don't know if you can still get the trays. If I can't, I'll figure something else out. This one, I wasn't sure if I had this one either. This is called Deck the Coop Pin Keep by Stacy Nash. And that lady knows how to char the chicken. Love it. Love it. Love it. This is another one I've seen so many people stitch it, and it's so pretty. Another Stacy Nash, Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. Then I got some blackbirds, you know, why not? Pink Hill Manor. I stitched the, Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Design. And I haven't checked the thread, the chart, the count on the chart, the size of the chart. But if this is similar, I have a couple of them by Blackbird that I think would be a good companion. I have a matching frame that I could frame this one in, or I have another one that might be in the pile I need to show you. I think it is. I think I need to show it to you. And then We Live in Hope by Blackbird Designs. Another pretty sampler. I really need to get cracking on this stuff. Carriage House. I'm sorry, y'all. That's an alarm because if I don't put alarms on my phone, I'll forget to do things. Carriage House samplings, the Gingham Dog and the Calico Cats. And this one I have loved for a long time. And Cats on Parade. Man, I've wanted to do that. I have to do a small for a retreat coming up in October. I think I might do one of these cats. I think that'd be cute. And then Plum Street Samplers, Nelson. And I ended up buying that twice by mistake. Blueskin was the other one I wanted, and I got Nelson by mistake. So there will be a Nelson chart in an upcoming giveaway. This is Flosstube 52. I said my last Flosstube that when I did number 55, I was going to try and have a big giveaway because I'm 55 years old this year. Well, I'm about to be 56. So I need to get on it and maybe make some real quick videos so that I can get to 55 before I turn 56. Anyhow, let me grab these other charts over here just a second. Let's see if I showed these to you. I can't remember if I did or not. Heart's Ease Exemplar Works has a chart called A Maryland Inspiration, and it was done by, where is her name? Teresa Baird. Now, I had no idea who Teresa Baird was. I'm going to be honest with you. But I saw her on Valerie Stitching in the Barn. She had a Flosstube or two with her showing all of her designs, and she was trying to do samplers based on actual samplers from each of the 13 colonies, I think is what she was doing. Well, this Maryland Inspiration, she, I wanted them from Maryland, duh, but she won some awards for this. I don't know what it shows it with the award there. She talked about it in that Flosstube with Valerie. And I think I've showed you this before, but there it is again. And one unusual thing is the way the alphabet goes down the side. And she had seen a vintage Maryland sampler that had that. This is the other Blackbird design chart that I think might be a good companion to Strawberry Fields Forever. And you know what? I know I've shown you these. So I probably just showed you those two. Sorry. Anyway, so my plans. My plans. Oh, I need to tell y'all about something cute that happened. Last weekend, last Sunday, we had a birthday party for my 2-year-old granddaughter. Her name is Catherine. And for her first birthday party, her first birthday party, the theme was orange cats, because she loved my orange cat. I mean, she loved him. The white cat she could give or take, she didn't care. But she saw that orange cat, she would get so excited. Well, my youngest daughter loves sharks. She has a thing for sharks. She loves Shark Week, and I think I've told y'all this before. So now my granddaughter, who has a very limited vocabulary since she just turned 2, says shark, 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 shark all the time. Everything's about sharks. My daughter has some stuffed animal sharks that she plays with when she comes here. She wants to go in her room to play with them. Shark, shark, shark. So they had a shark-themed birthday for her. Well, let me say this. I went, they've moved out of their house now that they're selling, and they're in an apartment, and they're going to probably build. If they don't find something to buy, they're going to build. Anyway, so they're in the apartment, and I went over there to babysit while they were going to a church event, I think. So I was keeping the girls. Well, I got there actually right about the same time that my daughter-in-law got there after getting them from daycare after work. And I told her, I said, I'm just going to pick up like a Happy Meal or something for her, some chicken nuggets or something, and I'll have dinner for her. You don't have to worry about anything. We'll just do something easy like that. So before they got there, my son said, we need to get sharks on TV. And I was like, what? He said, oh, she will not relax until you turn on sharks. And I'm not talking cartoon like Baby Shark. No, she's watching Discovery Channel sharks. So she's eating her chicken nuggets and fries and pointing in her high chair, pointing to the TV saying, shark, shark, shark. Meanwhile, sharks are eating seals and a dead whale. You know, they're just, she loves them. So her mom did a shark cake, and it was great. I'm going to try and put a picture in if I can. And her dad, my son, dressed up as a shark. He got one of those inflatable costumes, and he was a shark. And at first she wasn't sure about him. And then he was like, pound it, did like do a fist bump? And she did. And then she was all about him. She wanted him to sit down and play with her as a shark, and she was so excited. And she got so many shark-themed things for her birthday. It's so cute. It's so cute. But I told my daughter, Emily, I said, you have ruined her. She was a little girl who loved kitty cats and baby dolls, and now she loves sharks at 2. Anyway, it was cute, and I'm going to put some pictures in. So as far as my plans, I'm going to work on my, let's see, what are my September, both my September whip goes are Christmas related. Santa Stop Here, and then one of the Christmas charts from Panda's Crossing. I have one that's Ebenezer Scrooge, and I'm going to finish that up. I'm going to finish it up. It's close to being done. Well, maybe halfway done. It's a lot of stitching. It's like solid stitching. But anyway, I think I'll do that one, and I'll be as far as stitching goes, working on this penguin stocking to get that done, and then some of these ornaments. I might go ahead and try and start finishing ornaments so that I know I have some done for gifts this year. And other than that, I really don't have any plans. There are a couple retreats coming up next month, but I hope I'm going to make a video before next month. And I thought maybe what I would do is have a chart parade, a fall chart parade. So, because I need to get to number 55. I have like 6 weeks before I turn 56. So, we need to get that 55 in before I turn 56 so we can do some giveaways. If you all will hang around, if I can get my software editing to work, then there's going to be a tour of my kitchen before and after, and a few cute pictures of my granddaughter for her birthday. So it was great. Catching up, I feel like I've marked a giant thing off my list by getting this done. You just don't know. It's been hanging over my head. It shouldn't probably because it's supposed to be fun and it is fun, but I'm glad to have it done. I'm glad to have my house back. I'm glad to have my house clean and I can just relax this weekend. So those are my plans to relax. We're going to be in the 70s this weekend, I think, and it's high of 70 something. It's going to be so nice. Oh gosh, I love the fall weather. I'm probably going to do a little bit of fall decorating. I still have my patriotic up, but it's time for that fall to come out. All right, well, I will see you all next time. Bye. Okay, so here's the kitchen remodel. This is a play kitchen, and I think I talked about this in one of my last videos that this was a Christmas gift. My father made this for me and my sister. Now my granddaughter plays with it, and I have it right in the living room because, I mean, this is our living room. I didn't really clean up, so I'm not gonna show you a whole lot there, but yeah, I like to watch her play. I like her to be in the room with me, wherever she is, wherever she's playing. So we just put the toys in here. And I'm showing you this first because there's a story with that. I'm about to take down my patriotic, but there's some of my stitching. I think I only have one thing there, but a few little patriotic things. I did not stitch this, but I love it. I think it goes so well with the little kitchen set. The blue matches pretty well. So this blue was the color of the kitchen cabinets in my childhood home. My mother picked it out. She called it French blue. And I don't know if that was the color on the color card or if that's just what she called it. But all of our woodwork and everything in our kitchen and family room was this color. And I decided that when I did my kitchen, when I remodeled my kitchen, I wanted to pick a blue. Well, since I had just gotten this for my sister, I was like, I'm gonna color match it. So I color matched the kitchen that you're about to see to this little set. So it's the same color as the cabinets were in my childhood home. So this is the kitchen, the new kitchen. I got some luxury vinyl plank flooring. It kind of meets up with the hardwood here in the living room. I really wanted something that was brick or looked brick, but I just couldn't find it that would work. But we did a color match and I love it. And up here at the ceiling is where the problems were with the old cabinets. Of course, all that's fixed with these new cabinets. And I got some new appliances. I kept my old refrigerator because it was working and I just didn't see the point of getting a new one. Butcher block countertops. We still have, and of course the subway tile. I still have to go back and paint the walls. They're yellow, and where the lines of the cabinets don't exactly meet up with the old ones, I need to go and refresh that paint, and I haven't done that yet, and I'm not in a big hurry to do that right now. My home was tore up for so long that I'm just glad to have it back in one piece. There's a little more stitching. I think that was a piece that came out of the Punch Needle Print and Stitcher magazine. it was a little bittersweet that I did this and my husband wasn't here, because we were out buying a piece of, well, we were buying some cabinets that turned into a piece of furniture. And he saw this sink and he said, "Didn't you say you like those old sinks?" I said, "Yeah." Well, he really liked them too. So we picked this out at least 10 years ago, and it's been sitting outside in the corner of our lot for that long. So it came out of an old mill house. And when I say mill house, it's the houses that the cotton mills built for their workers. And that's what it came out of. I increased the size of this window and lowered it so that it made it sliding instead of having to push it up, because I'm short and I couldn't open and close the other window very well. This light over the sink, I had to get a smaller shade than I originally had purchased because it was hitting the wall, but I need to stain it a little bit darker. But anyway, it's fine the way it is for now. I had curtains in here that matched the toppers. They were cafe curtains that I made probably 20 years ago, and the sun really did a number on those. They really aren't worth putting back in here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with as far as curtains right now. These chairs went with our old kitchen table that was much wider than this one. It was oval and it took up way too much space in this room. So I found this table at Goodwill for $30. I painted the legs. They were marred up a little bit from, I think, a dog, and I put wood filler in that and used chalk paint on the legs. And I've been looking for some chairs to replace these. My youngest daughter wants these chairs. She saved the table for when she moves into her first home, and so we're just saving them there. And then that's our pantry. I think I might replace this light fixture too. I'm not crazy about it. Everything in here really is sentimental. This high chair was my husband's high chair when he was a baby, so that's special. This picture, my mother loved, oh gosh, it's terrible glare. She loved prints, and she did framing for people kind of on the side. She loved doing it. And she had this print. She said, "I know you want chickens, so I'm saving this for you." And we never found a frame to fit it, but I had that framed a little while ago. And I think I actually already told you about that. I love Blue Willow china, and I love old advertising pieces. So that's my hutch with those in them. This is a chair that it used to be kind of a tannish greenish color with brown fringe, and it was in my parents' house, and I loved it because of the fringe. It was in a living room where we really only use that room on big holidays. So when my mom downsized, I said, "Well, I want that chair. It needed to be recovered." So I recovered it, or had it recovered. I didn't do it. And I wanted to put fringe on it just like the old. And I did. And I like the way it looks, but it's the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's terrible. This is a picture of, sorry about the reflection. Well, I guess it's a pastel. It's original pastel, but it was done of a barn on my paternal grandmother's farm, her childhood farm. And this land was in the possession of our family since a multi-great-grandfather was a captain in Jamestown. He got this land in southern Maryland, and I have not been there since I was a child, but it's my understanding that there are some distant relatives that still own the property today. And then here's just more of the kind of stuff I like. I had a little Downton Abbey day the other Saturday. One of these copper cups was really tarnished bad. It was almost black. So I decided I was going to clean it. and polish it. Well, I did one, I had to do everything. And I did the silver. My nails are still kind of stained from it. So I said it was my Downton Abbey day, but I was the downstairs part of the Downton Abbey. I was polishing silver and copper for a whole day with a few breaks in between. This picture my husband got in Spain when he was in the Navy, and the top one I think I just got at a yard sale or something. This hutch and this pie safe and this china cabinet all came from Australia. It's a long story with that, and an estate that got split up in a divorce after gun control. It was a whole big long story, but anyway, I ended up with it courtesy of an auction. And that's a pie safe my mom had in her house for many, many years. My mother-in-law loved chickens in her kitchen, and this was one that I acquired after she passed. This old phone hung in my childhood home in the kitchen. Never was operational, of course, but had hung there for many years. And so this is the kitchen, and look who's being bad. Is on the table, not supposed to be. Ranger, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you supposed to be up there? No, you're not. And I'm just gonna show you real quick here. I call this the Hall of Fame. And I love a gallery wall. This is a picture of my mother where is she? Right there, it's her graduating class. Oops, right there, 1950. And lots of family pictures. I started out doing just black and white, but I soon moved. They're all hung up with command strips, but like, see that one, it slipped down. I've had to replace some. I think just because we're near our back door here, it gets too humid. And that's my children when they were babies. And when they were older. So cute. And it has some really cool ones of my husband's family. This is a cotton mill shift. And his grandmother's in this picture. Where is she? Oh, I can't find her right now. But she's in there, and it wouldn't be that much to you anyway. But they would took a picture. This was 1956, outside Greenwood Mills, the cotton mill. That was second shift workers. And man, I wish I could find her. I need new glasses for that. There she is right there. That's her with those side pockets like. And this picture was back in 37. Her husband was in the CC camp, Civil Conservation Corps, I think is what it stands for. They built most of the national parks and stuff around. And I think that's him right there. Pretty sure. And these were rolled up for many years. And you can kind of see the creases in them, especially that one has a bad crease, kind of a break right there. And I said, you know what, I'm going to frame these before they're gone and totally, you couldn't do anything with them. And then here are some really old pictures. Oh, I wish it didn't have a reflection. But this is I think that one is my husband's great-grandmother. And that's her father. And they were sharecroppers. And I think it was his grandfather that was killed in Civil War at Gettysburg. And there are some of them again. So anyway, hey, y'all just, and let me show you one more over here. When my mom was young, her husband, this is not her husband, but her first husband was a country music singer, and they were pretty good. And they traveled the circuit with Flatt and Scruggs and Patsy Cline and Roy Clark and all these people back in like 1950. Well, this man, I think he's a Grammy winner for bluegrass. He wrote this song about my mom. First line, every time I think about my little Imogene, I fall a little deeper in love. That's my mom's name. And he wrote that about her. And at first she said, oh, he just liked my name. I said, well, Mom, I think maybe it was a little more than just your name. And she said, well, he just wasn't my type. So anyway, thought that was pretty cool. That was my laundry room. So anyway, this is the yellow cabinet that I went to get when my husband and I got that sink. These were wall cabinets. And I knew I needed a bookshelf for in this hall that was kind of narrow. So they were already this color yellow, but I had to paint them again because they were kind of chipped up. But I just put feet on them and a top and hooked them together. And they make a great bookshelf. Lots of books. I have a problem where I can't throw away children's books. I have children's books from when I was a kid, when my kids were kids, a few from when my mom was a kid. Anyway, well, Ranger and I are gonna go, I'm gonna try and do a Flosstube. I want to get this first before we lost sunlight. He's being bad. But we will see you all later. Thanks for watching. Really? Okay.